This is Dr. David Shine, and welcome to Business Law 101. One of the most interesting things is that I don't think this is a phrase that's used very much today, but it used to be that a sign of someone that was a bad business person or a moron would be you could sell that person the Brooklyn Bridge. Well, obviously, the Brooklyn Bridge is not for sale. It's a fixture in city of New York connecting Manhattan with Brooklyn. So it's you can't own it. So there's no warranty of title. So it can't be sold. So that's often used as an example of a foolish thing because you're somebody's selling you something that they do not own. Brooklyn Bridge. And so a rather obvious connection here is that we expect that when somebody is selling us something, that they hold the warranty. So it is standard in business that if a merchant sells you something, they have the warranty of a title, and that they're representing that they own it and they have the legal right to sell it. So let's always watch out for that. Now, one other part of this is that's kind of interesting. If you buy from a merchant, and one of the most famous retailers in the world is Neiman Marcus. They were famous for a very, very elaborate, one-of-a-kind Christmas catalog. It was actually talked about on nighttime television and some news channels and things like that. Sadly, Neiman Marcus has gone into some tough times and went into bankruptcy. It was announced in the news this week that they were coming out of bankruptcy. They've done a very elaborate debt restructuring, which included $4 billion of debt either being forgiven or restructured. So it's a very significant restructuring, and we'll look some more at that in our chapter on bankruptcy. You're a consumer, you're feeling wealthy one day, you go to Neiman Marcus and you buy yourself an item of clothing, and you pay for it, of course. One of the things that cannot happen to you is that someone can't come to you and say, we don't really care if you gave money to Neiman Marcus or not. We're a creditor to Neiman Marcus. We want that item of clothing back. That will not happen under standard American rules of the law because the merchant seller warrants that the goods are free of rightful claims of any third person, which in our case means creditors to the business. So this is a standard piece of the way our retailing system operates, and it's very important. Now, keep in mind, this does not necessarily transfer to all circumstances, but it does in the retail sense.
Yes, in the topic of warranty of titles, I don't know if you've seen some companies out there, websites announcing deeds for the moonland.
That's fascinating. I think that somebody claims something. I know that for a while there, one of the things they would do on radio, I don't know that I ever saw a television ad, is that you can get a certificate that names a star after somebody. And I think that's the same kind of thing. It's so fanciful that it's not something that can be prosecuted. So I don't know if there's any, I've never researched the subject of whether there's anything legally enforceable there. I suspect not, because the two major powers before China rose to be a third power was the United States and the former USSR. And they agreed that space would be non-political. And so I would think that that would apply to the moon. Nobody owns the moon. And so I don't know that those deeds would be enforceable. Fanciful and interesting, but probably not enforceable. Great question. This is Dr. David D. Shine for Business Law 101. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite platform.